Hello and welcome. This is Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's the house!
Did you hear what I said?
It's the house! Huh?
Did you hear what I said?
It's the house! Huh?
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp. 5 brain cells, 4 aren't working. Have you lost the last 3 brain cells, or do you just have cabbage for brains?
Huh? Oh, looks like we lost the camera. Oh well. Not sure what happened to the dog camera. Alright. Not too long after the last live stream, I was watching a press conference for the, we'll play that here in a minute, but the Las Vegas explosion. And lo and behold, the same app was used to rent the Cybertruck as this guy used. You don't think that's a little weird? I mean, it's not like an app. I've never even heard of that app before. Have you? I have, Gray. I really have. You see, because oh, Jesus. Honest to God, everybody. How many people have heard of, what is it, Turo, whatever the hell that thing is? Yeah. So, Shamsud Din Jabbar. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely an obscure app, so you gotta feel like it's a little strange that 2 explosions, both used rental car, or not explosions, but 2 events using rental cars, and and they're rented by the same obscure app in 2 different places. Yeah, it's a little strange if you ask me. And by the way, the last live stream we did is demonetized, everybody, because we must have used a word or discussed a topic that just doesn't work. Don't know what that is. Anyways, I got these videos. Unfortunately, I recorded one of the videos with my buy me a coffee thing in the upper right-hand corner. But it doesn't cover anything important. So here's, this is at the house that we showed you on the previous episode. Somebody has a phone. I was going to say video, and then my mind said phone. Has a drone is what I was flying in the air. You see that stuff on the screen, the HUD that's on there? And it looks like there's 610 feet from where they took off and 143 feet up in the air. And it's just hovering there, but it's zooming in at 28 times, it says, to somebody that they're having back out. I'm not sure what he's doing. They must have told him to pull up his shirt. Yeah, look at that right there. That was this video that's out there. I mean, that's insane. This girl here in the red is very lucky. Look at this. It's really loud, you guys, so watch out. I mean, is that nuts or what? Oh, wrong one. Hold on. Yeah, I'll have it like that. Again, I put my stupid... It was just on the screen. I wasn't paying attention. And that car is going like 60, 70 miles an hour in that really tiny street there. It's insane. And then here's the Tesla filmed from the inside. See, there's the, and look at it, still like banging around. Now see, there were fireworks in it. Thank you, Viv Photography. All right, then we're going to play Joe Biden's ridiculous speech. Okay, so here we go. I think it's like 4 minutes long. Hate to have you suffer through it, but we just got to see where we're at here.
All the families of those who are killed.
All the families.
To all those who are injured. To all the people who
All the
know
families.
who are grieving today. I want you to know, I grieve with you. Our nation grieves with you. We're going to stand with you as you mourn and as you heal in the weeks to come. I want to thank our brave first responders and law enforcement personnel who stopped the attacker in his tracks before he could kill or injure even more people. And I want to thank you to everyone at the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, including the FBI, for working non-stop to investigate this heinous act.
I'm not sure what you're saying, Linda.
The FBI is leading the investigation to determine what happened, why it happened, whether there was any continuing threat to public safety. Here's what we know so far.
Watch out, you.
The FBI has reported to me the killer was an American citizen.
Oh, phew, he's thinking, oh, thank God it's an American citizen. Because if it had been one of the ones across the border that I'm aware about, oh. Well, how do we know he wasn't communicating with some of the ones that crossed over the border? You ever thought of that?
Born in Texas. He served in the United States Army on active duty for many years. He also served in the Army Reserve until a few years ago. The FBI also reported to me that mere hours before the attack, he posted videos on social media indicating that he was inspired by ISIS.
So that was pretty interesting. He was inspired by ISIS, and he posted to the internet on social media. I haven't seen those videos. If anybody has the actual video link, if you could send that to me, that'd be great. I don't want an article about the link, the videos, okay? I just want the link itself.
Expressing a desire to kill, The ISIS flag was found in his vehicle, which he rented to conduct this attack. Possible explosives were found in the vehicle as well, and more explosives were found nearby. The situation is very fluid, and the investigation has a preliminary stage. And the fact is that right now, excuse me.
Can I get caught? What the hell happened right here? What's he doing? What happened?
And the fact is that right now, excuse me. There you go.
What do you mean? What do you mean? There you go. There you go. What? What happened right there? Was that like a glitch in the Matrix? I mean, that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. You're giving this huge important, and then you sort of.
Right now, excuse me. There you go. The law enforcement and intelligence community are continuing to look for any connections, associations, or co-conspirators. We have nothing additional to report at this time. The investigation is continuing to be active.
Yeah, I'm sure. But he's not looking at the teleprompter, Matthew. That's the part that was weird about it. He looked
directed
down.
my Attorney General,
What, he hit
the
a
FBI
button?
Director,
Or?
the Secretary of Homeland Security, the head of the National Counterterrorism Center.
I gotta watch that again, man. That was. Okay, hold on. What happened? I think it's like this.
Right now, law enforcement and intelligence community will continue to look for any
That's
connections,
it.
associations, or co-conspirators. We have nothing additional to report at this time. The investigation is continuing to be
thanks, Alley
active,
Cake.
and no one should jump to conclusions. I've directed my Attorney General, the FBI Director, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the head of the National Counterterrorism Center, and the intelligence community to work on this intensively until we have a full and complete information. And once we have that information, I will share that information as soon as we can confirm it. Additionally, we're tracking the explosion of a cyber truck outside the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas.
Well, you don't have to track it. It's right there.
Law enforcement and the intelligence community
Blew up.
are
It's
investigating
stationary.
this as well,
Not moving.
including whether there's any possible connection with the attack in New Orleans. Thus far, there's nothing to report on that score
like
at this
moving.
time.
Hey, do that
I directed
again.
my team to
Ah.
make sure every resource is made available.
We got to do it again. Do
Federal,
another
state,
taco
local law
stomp. Come on,
enforcement
let's do it.
to complete the investigation in New Orleans quickly and to make sure there's no remaining threat to the American people. And we'll support the people of New Orleans as they begin the hard work of healing. New Orleans is a place unlike any other place in the world.
Wow, did he almost fall over?
It's a city
right there?
full of charm and joy. So many people around the world love New Orleans because of its history, its culture, and above all, its people. So I know, while this person committed a terrible assault on the city, the spirit of our New Orleans will never, never, never be defeated.
I bet you he was all over crafting and writing this speech.
It always will shine forth. We've
He
seen
said
that time and
sarcastically.
time again throughout its history. And I know we'll see it again in the days and weeks ahead. May God bless the people of New Orleans. May God bless our police and our first responders. May God protect our troops, and we'll keep you fully, contemporaneously informed. Thank you.
Have you spoken to President Trump?
Okay, a word would be nice if you could answer some questions.
Will you visit New Orleans?
Just a couple questions, please. Can we just ask you a couple questions? Can you? And you
Have you
answer
spoken to
one.
President Trump?
Just one, you bastard! God, what a joke. 4 years of that absolute nonsensical pile of shit. All right, here we go. We've got, this is the press conference that was in Las Vegas earlier. Now, I wanted to smash on the last screen, but...
Demented citizen, Biden and terrorist.
Yeah. All right. And I'm sorry if you're one of the people who supported him. Can you understand the anger that the rest of us have? Just as long as you can understand it, that's fine. Okay. All right. So here is the Las Vegas press conference. All right. Did I start that over? No. Kind of got a weird, jaggedy look to it.
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Kevin Mayhill. I'm the sheriff of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I'm here to give you really a brief update on what occurred on Las Vegas Boulevard this morning. As you know, we just had our New Year's Eve event where we successfully protected the city, where over 400,000 people were here last night, and that changed this morning at about 8:40 when a 2020.
Yeah, I mentioned they were both electrical on the previous show.
24 Tesla Cybertruck pulled into the area valet of the Trump International Hotel. Very quickly thereafter that, the driver, who was the sole occupant of the truck,
Wow, what's going on with the audio?
we saw what looked like maybe some sort of smoke, and then the truck exploded. Smoke was coming from inside of the truck after we noticed the flash and the explosion, and I'm going to show you that first video. That's the Cybertruck parked right in front of the doors.
Look at that. That doesn't look like some random firework went off.
Can you play that again, Carlos?
There's no way in hell that's what that was. And the vehicle drove back and forth and then drove in there. So it's like it was waiting, getting ready for something.
So the individual that was in that truck is obviously deceased, still in the truck as we speak here today. Our fire department folks, Engine 12, a number of others, you'll hear from one of the fire chiefs here in just a moment, arrived very quickly along with my officers, And obviously we knew that we had a much larger event than just a vehicle fire. And so there's going to be a drone video that plays to my left again. You'll see as the fire initially, they covered it with the tarp to try to get it to go out. Once the fire went out through the suppression efforts of the fire department, you'll see some of the evidence in the back of the vehicle. So those are gasoline canisters. They are camp fuel canisters.
Yeah, because a lot of people do that, you guys. I don't know if you're aware, but a lot of people, when they go, you know, 4th of July or for any kind of celebration, they put all their fireworks and then they put a bunch of gasoline cans right next to it. It's so weird that people do that, you know. Yeah, that's just totally ordinary to put like 5 different gas cans inside with the fireworks, everybody. Can you see that right there? Does everybody see that? No, that's absolutely intentional. Right there. I mean, it makes it obvious. Hey, thanks WNC Granny. It is Amy, Darcy Marie, GSU PM, and Wendy Woobles, and then also CR down there, and then Fifth Photography up above. Yeah, we all do that. You know, they say that on the box of fireworks, he says sarcastically. Yes, store in the immediate vicinity of gasoline. And as a matter of fact, the larger the gasoline can, yeah, see, it was so obvious. This is an intentional explosion. Now, this might not be connected, but wow, they both rented from Turo, the same app. It's the same day. They're both electrical vehicles. You know, it's hard to ignore that. But, you know, this one seems more sort of directed like a more political statement against, you know, Trump and Elon Musk, you know. That's what it feels like. I mean, there was a reason. They must have thought, maybe it is related to the other attack in New Orleans, and they're just like, hey, it'd be funny if we used a Tesla. Yeah, we know he was in the truck, yeah. I know, I said that, Detective Wisdom, like 5 times already on the show. Is that where you get your wisdom from, by listening to the show?
And large firework mortars.
I mean, look at this crap.
What I also would like you to pay attention to on that video, as you see that, it looks like the exterior of that truck is completely intact as it sits there. The fact that this was a cyber truck really limited the damage that occurred inside of the valet.
So Elon Musk even got an ad out of this. Man, that's a sturdy vehicle.
Because it had most of the blast go up through the truck and out. In fact, if you look on that video, you'll see that the front glass doors at the Trump hotel were not even broken by that blast, which they were parked directly in front of. You can see that in the video there. What I will update, I'm very well aware that there's a name already been reported out into the media. I am not going to confirm any names to you as I sit here today.
Does anybody know the name? If you could send it to me. I don't know the name. I looked around. There was one that was out there, but it looks totally fake. So I don't know.
Today, because I cannot do that with 100% certainty of who the individual is. What I can tell you is we do know the truck was rented in Colorado. We were able to trace that truck through the Tesla charging stations.
It was a rented car.
And it arrived here in Las Vegas.
It wasn't expensive. It was a rental car, so it cost whatever it is to rent it, and then they blew it up. Hey, thanks, Michelle. Is it Danyak? How do you say that? Danchka? Is that right? Danchka? Something like that? I'm trying to use like the NBA names, you know.
Las Vegas this morning at about 7:30 and went up and down Las Vegas Boulevard before immediately pulling into the Trump Towers. Unfortunately, there were 7 people that reported injuries during this incident. All of them still remain as minor injuries and were treated at UMC. I would like to thank the Resorts World because, as you know, we had to close down the Trump and evacuate it, as well as the Fashion Show Mall. And the Resorts World was very gracious in taking those hundreds of individuals in over there, housing them and feeding them prior to us being able to completely clear the hotel. The hotel and fashion show are back open for business. The Trump will remain closed as we continue this lengthy investigation as we move forward. I'm going to yield now to Chief Billy Samuels, but I'd like...
Here, let me see. I don't think I remember seeing the guy. I saw a lot of blasts going on. I don't see what guy you're talking about.
Copy.
I don't see anybody sitting there. There's a guy right here coming out. I don't know what that is.
Copy.
I'd like you to also recognize all of our exceptional elected officials that have come to support the police and the fire department and this community in remaining safe. There is no further threat to the community as I sit here today, and I just want to make sure that our community understands we believe this to be an isolated incident, and it is now over as far as the danger. So, Billy?
Thank you, Sheriff. I'm going to reiterate some of the stuff that the Sheriff has spoken upon. Engine 12 did arrive within 4 minutes of dispatch, did extinguish the fire with assistance from the sprinkler systems, and along with that electric vehicle blanket that we use on those operations. We did encounter 7 victims, all stable. 2 of them were transported to UMC, who have since been released. They were transported by community ambulance. A total of 13 units from Clark County Fire with 26 personnel, and then 4 units and 17 personnel from Las Vegas Fire and Rescue assisted with this operation. We always do appreciate the support that we get from our hotel partners, as the Sheriff was mentioning with Resorts World. RTC did lend us 10 buses so we can refuge the people that were evacuated from the Trump Tower. Community Ambulance for their transportation for us, Las Vegas Fire and Rescue, and Nevada Division of Emergency Management. And we do appreciate their support, so we can't do that without them. And like the Sheriff said, last night was a huge success, but we are prepared for whatever comes our way. So thank you for that. And I will turn this over to Special Agent in Charge, Jeremy Schwartz.
Good afternoon. My name is Jeremy Schwartz. I'm currently the Acting Special Agent in Charge for the FBI here in Las Vegas. The FBI is currently conducting an investigation on a vehicle explosion, as the Sheriff had just shown you a little bit ago. That's being conducted through our JTTF, which is a Joint Terrorism Task Force. I want to make sure everybody understands that the task...
By the way, is this Nancy Pelosi's sister over here? This lady?
Task Force is comprised of law enforcement officials from the entire valley here. We're not doing anything alone, and we wouldn't do anything alone without our partners, making sure that we're all in lockstep. We've learned from mistakes in the past, and we're not going to do that again. We have a great relationship with our law enforcement partners, and we're going to continue to do so. As of right now, our number one goal is to ensure that we have the proper identification of the subject involved in this incident. Following that, our second objective is to determine whether this was an act of terrorism or not. I know everybody's interested in that word and trying to see if we can say, hey, this is a terrorist attack. That is our goal, and that's what we're trying to do. We have a ton of resources dedicated to this right now, and again, we're doing it with our partners. We're doing it together, jointly, and we'll continue to do so until we figure out exactly what's going on. I think most importantly, as the Sheriff already mentioned, we believe this is an isolated incident. We do not believe that there's a bunch of folks out there supporting this or helping this, and we don't believe that there's any other danger to the community right now. But again, over the next few hours and days, we will continue to do our best to research that as much as we can and get to the bottom of this, and we won't stop until we're 100% certain as to what happened and why. Thank you.
So I just want to clarify again so that I don't get these questions. We do know who rented the truck. We are looking at that individual, but I am not prepared to release the name of any of the individuals that we are looking at least until next of kin is notified and we have a 100% identification. So with that, I'll take any questions you might have. I can't see.
So I boosted up the audio on the question so you could hear it. I don't know if this first, let's see, did I get the first one? Actually, I think I need to boost up the first one. Hold on. Right there. You have to boost it up 30 just to try to hear it.
Dana Gentry.
Hi, Dana.
It's a coincidence that there were these kinds of incidents on the same day, basically, in two tourism capitals.
Do I think it's a coincidence? I don't know, but what I can tell you is we're absolutely investigating any connectivity to what happened in New Orleans, as well as other attacks that have been occurring around the world. We're not ruling anything out yet, Dana.
Sure. Is there any possibility that this had a link to ISIS? There have been suggestions that the New Orleans attack might have.
Yeah, so the question is there any links to ISIS? And I will tell you that we don't have any indication of that here in Las Vegas, no overt ISIS flag as was seen in New Orleans, but again, we are investigating every aspect of this, and if that comes to light, we'll certainly update you. I'm sorry, sir.
What was the time between the truck's arrival and the explosion?
About 1 hour was the amount of time between the arrival of the truck here. And
Yeah, is there any chance you guys could hit the like button? We've got 469 people watching and 162 likes. So it doesn't mean you like terrorism. It means you appreciate that somebody's trying to cover the case and get the information out there. That's it. So thank you.
in Las Vegas, or at least our first notification of the arrival and the explosion that occurred at the tower. It was only there for about, it was sitting in the portico share for about 15 seconds before it exploded. Was that 15? Where'd Dory go? 15 to 20 seconds. I just want to make sure I gave you the right info.
The Elon Musk, Tesla, Donald Trump connection to be interesting from an investigative perspective?
Well, I mean, it's a Tesla truck, and we know that Elon Musk is working with President-elect Trump, and it's the Trump Tower, so there's obviously things to be concerned about there, and that's something we continue to look at.
Have you all to re-examine security procedures at hotels?
Yeah, so I'm glad you asked that question. Do we need to re-examine security procedures? We were very successful in the night before. I'm surprised this happened, to be quite frank with you, and that's certainly something we're going to have to look at in target hardening, what that looks like. But to your question, Dana, I did forget to mention that I have authorized what we call an ABX roster to continue for the next 2 days, which is my New Year's Eve staffing plan of over 1,000 officers, both in our community neighborhoods as well as on the Strip and downtown, in partnership with all of the other law enforcement agencies, City of Las Vegas Marshals, North Las Vegas Henderson, just to ensure that even if we had a copycat or somebody else wanted to go up and conduct an attack, that we have the appropriate and available resources to handle it.
Found any devices inside the cyber truck that could have been used to set off those explosives?
No, the question is, did we find any devices that would be used to set off the explosives? And the answer is no, I don't know how they were ignited. Clearly, with what you see in there, something set them off, but I don't know what it was yet. We haven't been able to process the vehicle yet.
Has LVMPD been in contact with Tesla Code to get the analytics from the vehicle cameras?
Yes, actually, I have to thank Elon Musk specifically. He gave us quite a bit of additional information in regards to how the vehicle was locked after it exploded due to the force of the nature of the force from the explosion, as well as being able to capture all of the video from the Tesla charging stations across the country, and he sent that directly to us, so I appreciate his help on that. I'll take one more question.
No.
I'm sorry, you got to speak up for me.
Elon Musk is saying this vehicle and the vehicle in New Orleans were rented from the same company. Has there been any other indication that these two events might be associated?
It's another. The question is both vehicles? I'm being told New Orleans was rented from Turo, and so was ours. That's another coincidence that absolutely is continuing to bear from our investigation that we have to continue to look into. So thank you very much. And as we get additional information for all of you, I'm sorry, I'll give you a shot.
Are you investigators using any of the city license plate readers this evening?
That's the question is, are we using the license plate readers and the technology? Well, one, you see the drone flight through the vehicle because it was unsafe to get there, so that we're using that technology. Thankful to have it, as well as the first indication of that vehicle arriving here in Las Vegas came from a license plate reader. So technology has been very useful to us in resolving this. And again, I'll commit to come back to you all when we have confirmation of the suspect's name, who they are, what their background is. we will get that information back out to you. We'll call another press conference and provide it. I just like to, again, thank the mayor, the commissioners, the other law enforcement leaders, and of course our Attorney General for showing up and supporting us in this event. It's been a statewide effort, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, guys, if you could hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. And also, if you're out there and you can help support the channel, we got the Buy Me a Coffee thing. We've got super chats, etc. All right, but let's get those like button hit. All right, we've got 536 and 220. So unfortunately for you, you have to listen to this. Hit that like button, hit that like button, 10, 20, 25, 30. Hit that like button, 40. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows. Hit that like button, 15, 20. Hit that like button, 40, 40, 40, 45, 50. Go here, 60, 65, 70. Hit that like button, hit that like button. Gosh, Gray, don't tell me to hit the like button. If I don't want to hit it, I won't do it. Oh, Jesus. Give me a break. Hey, Linda gifted a membership. All right. To... Who got it? Callie. Yes, this is my second show of the day. So, yeah, the first show we didn't make a goal, so it'd be nice to try to get there in the second show. Have a show that did it and start the new year off good, okay? Because if you missed last night, my channel donated $3,000 for the month to various true crime related charities. Last month we did more like, I think 5 or 6,000. I can't remember what the number was. But this last month was half. So it's my citizen app. Not sure what that means. What does that even mean, Chris? Nobody knows what you're talking about. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they're looking for. Are you saying way up above where you say they're in Vegas? There's something else going on. Maybe it's one of the improvised explosive devices. Thanks, any one of us. Hey, look at that! The first super chat on a live stream. I always feel, I don't know, honored when people do that. Yeah, and if you're somebody new here, just so you know, like we do last day of each month for 5 years. We've donated, and it's out of my income, but you know the channel revenue, the super chats, the ad revenue, all that stuff combined, I've been able to donate $228,500 since January of 2020. Can I get a boom? Because I don't think you'll find the rest of the true crime community combined doing anything like that. Okay? Not even close. I bet it's not even half or a third. So there you go. And the only way that happens if you guys are, you know, sorting the channel nightly and keeping us moving forward. We raided a house on Texas, you mean in Texas, and took a dude. Yeah, we already filmed that. You missed it. We already played it at the beginning. Yeah, I saw something. There was a boom sound in Las Vegas, and 3 cop cars left the original scene, but I didn't see any updates on that. Why would it scare him, Chicken Wing? What are you talking about? He got shot at and stood right back up again. Hope Trump doesn't let this scare him. What the hell are you talking about? It's a ridiculous comment. Oh yeah, and here's an image of the flag. So that was the ISIS flag on the back of that, on that pole on the back of the vehicle. That's exactly that. You could see part of that writing in there. But there it is. Let's not have one of those another dead nights, you guys. Please. Alright, so here is the place on the ground where he was found. Now I was able to find this exact spot. Going up in the air. His body was right there. I'll show you. So let's see. Yeah, see, it's these manholes that are right next to the curb. And let's see, I think it's the next one down. Yeah, right there. So see how this one has a manhole and then a line that goes like that? And that's what we're looking at right here. So his body was laying, compared to the manhole, right here on the ground on that street. So he rammed in, and amazingly, weirdly, that the guy with the cart, that's exactly where people say that was a cart. That the van, the pickup truck, I mean, you could see something like that off to the side. I'm not sure, is it in that picture? There's another angle, like this one right here. So I don't know if that's a, let's see. Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be that. Not sure what happened, I just lost what I was looking at. Thanks, CR and Yvette Losha. Yeah, so I don't know, is that a... And see, that looks kind of like what they were filming right there. I've seen clear shots of that. So that thing right there, and it's sort of shiny material, so when there's light on it, it looks gray. But that is the spot, so we know exactly where. And that is interesting how there is a guy right at the spot where he's got one of those carts. I don't know if he's a victim or what. Thanks, M. Jordan Jarding. Yeah, that's insane though, how when that car went around that corner, and that's right there as well. So we've got that dialed in. As I watched the video, and there you can see that red awning right there. Let's see where that one, this one right here, this video. And there's the red awning right there. Yeah, so it's right in that spot. Now look at that. You can see that the thing that they're talking about that they built are these things, right? So those apparently they go up or whatever, and you can't drive by. So they put police cars there instead, and then the vehicle drove like this and then made a hard turn and went boom right down that. Wow, it must have made another move right there really quick to get around whatever that is, unless those are sort of plastic portable things. Thank you, Wendy Van Rocco. Why did they cover the flag? He had it displayed. Why did who cover it? I don't know what you mean. So it turned right there, went down the sidewalk, and then maybe cut in like this, and then just went straight down and just started mowing people over. And that led to the newer video. So further down is this one. Actually, it's in here. Yeah, right here. Look how crazy this is. Isn't that insane, you guys? All I know is this girl in the orange hair here should go play the lottery tomorrow, okay? Or tonight. Whatever it is. Just get out there and put some money in there, because, I mean, look at this. Oh, man. I mean, she's like 1 foot from just being absolutely... There's nothing in the video of anybody getting hit or anything. Maybe way back there, but can't really see it. Oh man, every one of those people was so lucky. Man, unreal. I saw another one earlier where there's 3 people in the street. The car drove by and 2 of them went towards the camera and just got missed, and the other one disappeared with the car. Obviously they didn't make it. I mean, that car was going just like, this must have been earlier down the street, I think. Alright, here's a picture of the guy. Man, he's like James Bond. Look at this guy, huh? I guess his real estate career didn't pick up. So. Do I have that? Oh, there it is. So this is what somebody wrote on Twitter. Somebody named Kevin Steele. You never know what, if they know something or if they're wrong or whatever. Says, from American troop to an American terror, breaking news. Beaumont-born Shamsud Din Jabbar was apparently left in financial ruin before he was radicalized and committed his deadly act of ISIS terror in New Orleans this morning, killing 15 and leaving 30 plus wounded and injured. The New York Post now backs up what we here at 1813 News have reported about Jabbar Southeast Texas roots. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to check out the New York Post. Born and raised in Beaumont, and most recently living in Houston. He says all of that in his real estate video. Jabbar served active duty from 2007 until 2015 and was a reservist from 2015 until 2020. He left the service at the rank of staff sergeant, according to the Army. Jabbar had failed real estate endeavor and most recently lived in a squalid trailer park on the outskirts of Houston. So maybe that one house is his wife's house, or ex-wife. Or I guess maybe they were still married, I don't know. Of Houston, that is home to mostly Muslim immigrants. Geez, chickens and sheep roamed in Jabbar's yard when the New York Post visited today. Family members say Jabbar was radicalized recently. So what if some of these people coming over the border, sneaking in, and they go and, I just think it's so obvious that, I heard somebody on Fox News tonight, and they said almost exactly the same thing I said earlier. Of, like, one of my fears is that they'll be in many states, cities at the same time, at events and doing something. And what he said was that the October 7th attack in Israel is something that a lot of these people behind the scenes are really worried about in the United States. Isn't that ridiculous that we have to worry about that? And you know why we have to worry about it? It's because for years we've been letting in just anybody, we don't know who the hell they are, through the border with a promise to show up someday again. Chicken and sheep roamed Jabbar's yard when the New York Post visited today. Family members say Jabbar was radicalized recently. He had also recently traveled to Egypt. Remember, an ISIS flag. Well, you don't have to say remember. Everybody remembers that there was an ISIS flag in the back of the truck. I don't know what yard this is. Is this the trailer park place? Yeah, they could. I think the fact that our borders were so wide open for so many years puts us in a real dangerous situation. People we don't know, and a lot of times they play the long game. They'll wait for a long time, many years, and then they're activated, and then it's just a nightmare. So is this the yard that has sheep in it? I mean, there's a trailer park right there. Is that what they're talking about? That's kind of interesting. I don't know if that's what you call a trailer park. All right, got that. So, I mean, this is an address, his last address that's on the sites that have addresses for people. Okay, so, and that's one of the places they were searching today, for sure. This is where he was spotted in the morning of the day before at 10:15 a.m. And so this must have been on the 31st, and then 11:10. So that means he was in the area doing something and then driving back this way, and then he was spotted over here at 12:15. So likely, you know, he went to here, up here, was doing something, and then maybe went home for a little bit and then went back out. Don't know what the driving time is, but he's right here at 12:15 p.m. So obviously that was the 31st. Then he drove all the way into New Orleans, and then apparently he had an Airbnb right in this location, which maybe some people say it was set on fire earlier. And then after he got there, he must have sat around or got ready. And then at 3:15 local time here, that's when he drives down and then cuts in on the street really fast and just starts mowing people down as he drives down, and then he ends up crashing into a crane right there. He gets out with a gun, and then law enforcement's already on him, and then just blows him away right there, and he falls on the ground. He's not alive. So, but for like 1, 2, almost 3 blocks, he just drove through people. Is that crazy or what? All right, you guys. So if you guys can help support the channel tonight, that'd be great. We still are currently at 1/4, maybe even 1/5 of a normal goal. So let's see if we can try to get to the goal tonight, get the month started off well. Even combining the shows isn't the greatest start of the month. Yeah, we do have some coffees though. Let me check. What do we got? We have Brown-Eyed Girl did a coffee, or multiple coffees, and then, then Kathy, then Lisa Valenzuela and Linda both got coffees. I think Brown-Eyed Girl bought me a bucket of coffee. All right, we got the, what did they say, New York Post a minute ago? So let's look at New York. We got New York Times, and let's look at New York Post. Okay, so we'll put this one over in here too. Okay, so let's go through these. You guys want to do that, or? Yeah, we know he was born here. Everybody knows he was born here. Yeah, we've gone over it 100 times. Investigators who briefed President Biden told him that the suspect had posted videos indicating that he had a desire to kill at least 15 people, and a crowd of New Year revelers were killed. Here's the latest on the attack. The Army veteran who rammed a pickup into New Year's revelers on Bourbon Street was inspired by the Islamic State terrorist organization, President Biden said Wednesday night in a short address from Camp David. In videos posted to social media shortly before the attack in New Orleans, the man indicated that he had a desire to kill, Mr. Biden said. Hey, thanks, Jop, for the coffee. Let's see, and then it said, the president said he had been briefed on the New Orleans attacker's post by federal investigators who were looking into his possible ties to the Islamic State. The driver, a 42-year-old from Texas, killed at least 15 people and injured dozens more before dying in a shootout with the police. Hey, thank you very much, Wool Lab. A New Orleans neighborhood describes an unnerving day in the hours after the attack. Residents of Manville Street in a neighborhood of shotgun houses less than 2 miles from the French Quarter in New Orleans were awakened Wednesday morning by law enforcement officers in SWAT gear ordering them to leave their homes immediately. Hours later, several blocks on Manville and adjacent streets were still cordoned off by federal and local law enforcement, and no one was being allowed back inside on Wednesday afternoon. I don't even know what day it is, you guys. I have no idea. Why are you throwing me into jail, Jeremy? What'd I do this time? The French Quarter was eerily quiet, well beyond Bourbon Street on Wednesday evening. A 9-block stretch of Bourbon and nearby streets were closed off. Yeah, so he went to Afghanistan. Shamsud Din Jabbar. Wow, that's a mouthful. Has more than a decade worth of experience in the military. Mr. Jabbar, who the police said drove a pickup in a deadly attack in New Orleans early Wednesday, served in the Army from March 2007. Yeah, we already went through that. But I guess he served one time in Afghanistan. Yeah, I mean, this must be years ago, that shot right there. In an email statement, the car rental company Turo confirmed that the truck used in the New Orleans attack and the Tesla Cybertruck that exploded in Las Vegas were rented through its service. That just can't be coincidental. It's already coincidental, and then you add that on there? Maybe there's a place that people talk. Yeah, use this place. You just... Yeah. The attacker told his college paper that he struggled to adjust to life after the military. The man identified by authorities as the attacker who drove a truck through New Year's revelers in New Orleans had struggled to acclimate to civilian life after leaving the military. He told me in a 2015 interview with Georgia State University student paper. The man, Shamsud Din Jabbar, attended Georgia State from 2015 until 2017, when he received a bachelor's degree in computer information systems, according to university officials. I can't really see that, so... Let's try the... Jesus. That's so loud. Where's the... View list. Sort by date. Is it this one? Oh yeah, well that's New York Times. We did that. Looking for that New York Post again. Alright. Terror layer. Inside terrorist Shamsud Din Jabbar. Squalid home where sheep and goats roam. His yard after his financial ruin. So that does kind of look like the right house that we had. Let me go back over there. Thanks, Allie Cake. She's going for a wave, everybody. She's going for a wave. Yeah, that looks, I think that's like a shot down this alley over here. I don't know. Maybe that's, I don't know if that's the right one or is it right there maybe? I mean, it feels like it's the right place, just given all the little fences and the mounds and the dirt. But it seems like. Okay. Authorities say Shamsud Din Jabbar, 42, from Houston, had an ISIS flag strapped to the rented Ford F-150 Lightning EV truck he used to carry out an act of premeditated terror on New Year's Day. That's a different picture of him. Shamsud Din Jabbar was a U.S. military veteran who went from success to a squalid Houston trailer park where sheep roamed in his yard. He served in the Army for more than a decade and deployed to Afghanistan before he carried out his ISIS-inspired attack on Wednesday, according to his service record. Working as an IT specialist, he was stationed in Afghanistan from February 2009 until January 2010, the service branch said in a summary. So he was there, you know, that's sort of the ISIS heyday time, actually. Thanks, M. Jordan Jarding. At least somebody honored Allie Cake enough to, you know, join the wave with her. Jabbar served active duty from March 2007 until January 2015. In a YouTube video posted in 2020 for his real estate business, a clean-cut Jabbar described himself as a reliable, trustworthy native Texan who spent 10 years in the military. But when he carried out the terror attack, one of the deadliest since 9/11, Jabbar lived in a squalid trailer park on the outskirts of Houston that is home to most, so I don't know if that's the right place that we got, I don't know, to mostly Muslim immigrants. Geese, chickens, and sheep roamed freely in Jabbar's yard when the Post visited hours after the attack. I mean, I don't know if that means anything. All right, let me try one more time. So I'm looking at that little narrow alley looking thing. Is that what that is? Right there? Yeah. Yeah, that's that. Right? Yeah. Okay, that's exactly what that is. I think. So look at that right there. And I think that's this. Minus, there's no tree there though. But that kind of looks like that, right? Got the house on the right and the steps going up to it. Then a fence on the left. I just don't see the tree there. Was there once a tree there? Let's go look at Google Maps. Go back to like, geez, there was nothing even there in 2004. Nothing there in 2012 even. Then stuff's being built. Yeah, I don't see that tree there though. And the tree should, well, I guess you can't use the map because that would just be back in time. So a tree can't grow that fast. God, it sure looks like that spot. Is there a mountain in the background? And it might not even be the right spot altogether, you know? Yeah, see, I don't know. There's like a dome. Well, that makes sense, right? Like that. Look at that dome in the background there. You see that dome right there? Watch. That's what that is right here. Can you see that? There's like a dome in the background. So that has to be close. So is it right there then? Because that's the dome is right behind there. Come on, Jesus. Yeah, so that looks pretty good there, but that could also be. Yeah, it's crazy. It almost feels like it has to be this spot. Because look at it, you can see the dome back there. Got the side of the house. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Linda. And let's see. Law enforcement told the Post that they found videos Jabbar made where he referenced the Quran, Islam's holy text. Okay. Jabbar traveled to Egypt for 10 days last year, officials told the Post. What did he do there? By mid-afternoon, the feds swooped in, kicking the Post and other journalists out of the area and cordoning it off. Dozens of people, vehicles swarmed the neighborhood, including an armed military-style truck. Yeah, so that is the right spot, because I remember I actually have when they were there was a full overhead shot, so. Jabbar's first wife sued him for child support payments in 2012, court records show. Amid his second divorce in 2022, I thought Amid was going to be another name. Amid. It's amid his second divorce in 2022. He said he had racked up more than $16,000 in credit card debt, paying court fees and expenses for his second home, according to an email to his ex-wife's lawyer, viewed by the Times. I cannot afford the house payment, he wrote. He added that his real estate business suffered more than $28,000 in losses the previous year. His first wife, Nakidra Jabbar, has since remarried, and she and her new husband were cooperating with investigators. Her husband's father, Nelson Marsh Sr., told the New York Post. Yeah, I mean, he's got a restraining order against him, things like that. So he might have been like the perfect person for, it's always the people that join cults, they're ones that are sort of down and out, have a lot of problems, and they find something that they can glom onto, and maybe ISIS sort of inspired him, and he'd met with them, and maybe they're right there with him. Has there been any updates on the 4 people that they were tracking down? Anything? Thank you, Linda and M. Jordan Jarding. I wonder how they got his lawyer to send him anything. That's just so bizarre. What do you tell him? Because somebody on Fox News said something sort of contradictory. I don't know if it was just I misheard it or what. But. Isn't that a crazy picture right there? You see that and you listen to him. That must be around the same time the real estate looks just like that. Why mow down a bunch of mostly young people, mow down, out celebrating New Year's? Why target them? Yeah, it's just shock value, Why target anybody? Alright, well, I'm not sure what else is out there. Terrorist, ex-wife got restraining order. Did we go over this one yet? Terrorist wife filed restraining order. Prohibits violence against spouse. What do you mean prohibits? I mean, was it ever accepted? Jabbar made a series of recordings just hours before the attack in which he said he was planning to kill his family. This makes the story below way more ominous. According to CNN, which got the information from an FBI source, Jabbar pivoted and decided to conduct the terrorist attack in New Orleans in the name of ISIS because he just wanted to kill. The terrorist, who killed at least 10 people, was 15. In a violent attack in New Orleans early Wednesday, had a divorce that was acrimonious enough that his then wife got a restraining order against him. Hey, thanks so much, Sword Destin. Love the videos on the Delphi murders, especially the animations you did with timelines. Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, you should come back, watch some of my videos. When I cover the Idaho 4 case, I'll have the best coverage that there is. Now, if you believe that Brian Koberger is innocent of killing the 4 girls, which he absolutely, or 4 students, not 4 girls, 3 girls and a guy, they are, he's absolutely is the killer. There isn't a doubt. There's nothing like confusing about it or anything like that. But if you believe that, I won't be the channel that'll be fun for you to watch. All right? But if something pops up that completely contradicts myself, I'll definitely go with that. But if it's some sort of just an interpretation that somebody wants to put on something, then forget it. Ryan Koberger is the killer, right? So don't worry about it, you guys. If you want a place where the rational-minded think, this is where you go. If you want to listen to somebody who listens to all kinds of garbage and entertains conspiracy theories, I can't do it. It's I think you have a lack of integrity if you do that. You know, it doesn't mean, oh, I'm just open-minded, I want to hear all the things. No, it means that you want to be entertained is what you want to be. If you want somebody who looks at the facts and works through it and, by God, this is what it says, then this is where you want to go. If you want to go have somebody that just spends all day just entertaining everybody's thoughts and ideas because they want to be liked, this isn't where to go. All right? If you have something to say that I think, oh, wow, that's interesting, then I'll respond and tell you that. That's it. I think it's going to be televised. If not, I'll try to get to it because it's only like a 4 or 5 hour drive for me, maybe 6. Yeah. And the thing is when people go, you're not open-minded. I am open-minded, you guys. I actually, I think outside the box, but like I always tell people, what you do is you spend a lot of your time getting all the facts that you know about. You fill the box with facts, then you think outside of that box. You don't think outside of the box before you have any facts in the box, because then you're just completely wasting your time. I don't agree. Hey, thanks, Sword Destin. As a Megazoid. All right, wow. I haven't had just a straight-up Megazoid in a long time. And I do have a creative mind, and I think of stuff, but I used to, I got to tell you, when I was younger, I watched Art Bell all the time, and I love the guy still. You know, he's not alive anymore, but, you know, I'd always sort of entertain all that stuff and go, ooh, what if? But after a while, I got really tired because nothing ever turned out to be true, nor were there anything that you could go look at to kind of prove anything that they were saying. And then after a while, I just quit being even entertained by... I mean, I would still be entertained. If Art Bell did shows right now, I'd be listening to him. Okay? But I wouldn't be sitting around going, ooh, wow, this might be real, and think it's real. Okay? I wouldn't at all. I would just be like, yeah, that was interesting, but what about this? And fortunately, what's more entertaining for people on social media, though, are people who entertain nonsense. And you'll find yourself watching those people quite often. Because they're looking for subs and likes. And so, I mean, everybody wants subs and likes. I want subs and likes. I want to be subbed to and liked because of what I cover and who I am as a person, etc. But I'm not going to sell my soul to pretend something is real when it's not. Okay? Yep. Let's see. The terrorists who killed at least 10 people in violent attack in New Orleans early Wednesday had a welcome, Karen Messenger. Got a divorce. Shamsud Din Jabbar, seen above in a video he had posted, was in the throes of a divorce during the pandemic when his wife, Chantil Jabbar, went to court to get a restraining order. We do not have a copy of the wife's petition, but we do have the order of the judge who granted the restraining order. It says, among other things, both parties are prohibited from threatening the other party or child or either party with imminent bodily injury. It goes on to prohibit either from intentionally, knowingly, or recklessly causing bodily injury to the other party or to a child of either party. Kind of looks like Urkel or something. Yeah, put a pair of glasses on that guy. Let's see. The order also prevents either party from withdrawing the child from the school or daycare facility where the child is presently enrolled. And it goes on to prohibit hiding or secreting the child from the other party or removing the child beyond the geographical area identified by the court. It's not the first problem Jabbar had with his wives. We spoke to a previous wife who divorced him in 2016 and told us he had been abusive but would not elaborate. Hey, thanks, Raw Time Now. As we reported, Jabbar plowed his pickup truck into a massive crowd on Bourbon Street and shot 2 officers before he was shot dead. At least 30 people were injured and 15 killed, not 10. What is this? Lynn sent me something. Well, what do you want me to look up? Archive, Wayback Machine. I'm not sure what you're trying to get me to look at. I know how to do it, how to use the site, but let's see. Is this gonna... Loading may take a while. Twitter. Oh, this is his Twitter account. Oh, so that must have been taken down quick. Linda, gifted a membership. Did he have a Twitter? Number of times was crawled. I don't see anything. I'm not sure what you're trying to get me to look at, Lynn. I mean, this thing right here. But that's today. That's, What am I supposed to get from that? That just means they crawled it, They went and... Doesn't mean anything. Come on, Lynn. Yeah, but that's today. That's in the evening. Yeah. Right, there's just nothing, doesn't mean anything, Lynn. Just letting you know. I mean, we could try the other one. You have this one that's loading up over here. Quickly archive a user's social media account before it gets removed. Be useful. Well, how would you do that to archive it? Okay. Alright, what about this thing here? Twitter, Shamsud Jabbar status. If I click on these, will it show something? So I guess he started on Twitter in 2015. I'd like to see his comments on Twitter. Tech advisor, president of @Blue Meadow Prop. Let me try that. I'm going to try that on a site. Let me go back. So, Blue Meadow Property. That's his property. Let's see what happens with Blue Meadow Prop. Yeah, look at that. Came up with Jabbar, About Me, and Sam. Maybe he went by Sam for short instead of Sham. Blue Meadow Property was on Twitter. Alright. Thanks, Lynn. Not sure if you saw something that was different than what we just saw, let me know. Now, is there another press conference from New Orleans? No. Somebody sent me the press conference that we already played. The bollards were damaged by Mardi Gras beads. Yeah. Because I think those bollards are those things that are on the ground, so if beads get in there, I could see that causing problems. It doesn't do anything, Lynn. You just want me to... You did this before a long time ago. If you have something specific on the page, let me know. Okay? But you're sending me something that isn't doing anything. Alright? You used to always do that, and it turns out it's nothing. So if I click on this January thing right here, right? Okay, get rid of the ad. It doesn't do anything. See that? Yeah, now we're back to nothing. Let me go back to... Okay, I'll get rid of that for you. Click on the first. Today's the first, though, right? So I'm not really sure what we get out of that. Good night, Valerie Wysong. Shaw High School graduate killed in terror attack.
And dozens others have been taken to area hospitals. Slowly, we are learning more and more details, tragically, about these victims.
We did just learn new information about one of the victims. WDSU just confirmed that a woman, 28-year-old Nicole Perez, works as the manager at a store on Bourbon Street. She's died as a result of the terrorist attack. She leaves behind a young son. Family members identified another of the victims as a Mississippi teen, Nakaira Dido. Her friend was with her and said that Nakaira was struck by a car.
And we know that a man from Lafayette is among those deceased. His name is Tiger Besh. He's 28 years old. He's a former football player at Princeton University. He has a brother and uncles who have played at LSU. The name Besh with LSU football is very synonymous.
I guess a kid down here for some reason. I guess right there. There you go. Tiger Besh, I guess.
Confirmed At least 15 people have died and dozens others have been taken to area.
That's crazy. Jeez. So many people. I don't really want to get that deep into it, Kami. It's not really. My grandpa English, he helped my nan escape Germany and then marry. Always respect the folks that fought in World War II. Okay. What's that got to do with what we're talking about? Yeah, I mean, they're awesome. Greatest generation. I'm just wondering what we're referring to when we're talking about a terrorist attack. Yeah, that African-American girl. Yeah, I think that's what you could see when the other two went towards the building, and then she's in the middle of the street and disappears with the truck. Right. Yeah, people wanted to get into the military because they wanted to help protect their country and the world, really. I mean, World War II, that's what it was all about. I don't know how we were talking about World War II. I'm not sure what that had to do with anything. Let's see. Cool, Mr. Governor. I agree with you, though. Best generation. Just seemed like I was just so sidetracked. I was thinking, okay, what am I going to read? Well, we can get on to something. And then it was... let's see. She's the one you can see in the video get ran over. Yeah. Well, looks like it's kind of died down in here, you guys. I've had no coffees, no super chats, nothing for a good 20 minutes, 25, 30 minutes now. Not sure what we can get into. Let's see. Let me go to Twitter. Yeah, so I guess that was the one, right? Oh god, when you ever see that kind of stuff, it's people would want you to see a terrorist, like some sort of a. Oh yeah, that's the crazy one right there. I think that's the girl right here that on that video that just went by. Don't really want to play that one. Mr. Like Governor? Hey, Governor! Hey, random bogey. Alright, cool. So look at this lady, what she said early on. Look at
Patrick said, we'll be taking over the investigative lead for this event. This is not a terrorist event.
This is not a terrorist event, she said. What the hell are you talking about? You sound like an idiot. Oh, didn't want that. Don't want that on the screen. Yeah, I guess it's just like video after video. I mean, I guess they don't really block stuff on Twitter. Happy New Year, Toxic Tink. I wonder where he got the IEDs. Right. Well, he had some, and I guess there were some people planting them. Is that turned out not to be true? Because that story seems to have disappeared, you know. 4 people planting. Let's see. Improvise IED. All right, let's see what they say. FBI. Today at approximately 3:15 a.m., an individual drove a pickup truck into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, killing at least 10, but it was 15, and injuring dozens of others. After hitting the crowd, he exited the vehicle and fired upon local law enforcement. Law enforcement returned fire, and the subject was pronounced deceased at the scene. 2 law enforcement officers were injured. The subject has been identified as 42-year-old Shamsud Din Jabbar, a U.S. citizen from Texas. He was driving a Ford pickup truck, Ford F-150 electric. It appears to have been rented, and we are working to confirm how the subject came into possession of the vehicle. An ISIS flag was located in the vehicle, so that says in, not on the back, and the FBI is working to determine the subject's potential association and affiliation with terrorist organizations. Weapons and a potential IED were located in the subject's vehicle. Other potential IEDs were also located in the French Quarter. The FBI Special Agent bomb technicians are working with law enforcement parties to determine if any of these devices are viable. And I think they determined that they were, didn't they? So who put those there? Inspired driver expressed desire to kill before deadly New Orleans rampage. Okay, so this is updated like 30 minutes ago. A U.S. Army veteran driving a pickup truck that bore the flag of the Islamic State group wrought carnage on New Orleans ruckus New Year's celebration, killing 15 people as he steered around a police blockade and slammed into revelers before being shot dead by police. The FBI said it was investigating the attack early Wednesday as a terrorist attack and did not believe the driver acted alone. Investigators found guns and what appeared to be an improvised explosive device in the vehicle, along with other devices elsewhere in the city, famed the French Quarter. President Joe Biden said Wednesday evening that the FBI found videos that the driver had posted to social media hours before the attack. So where did he post those? Which he said he was inspired by the Islamic State group and expressed a desire to kill. The rampage turned festive Bourbon Street into a macabre mayhem of maimed victims, bloodied bodies, and pedestrians fleeing for safety inside the nightclub and restaurants. In addition to the dead, dozens of people were hurt. A college football playoff game at a nearby Superdome was postponed. Who cares, man? That's like the last. I mean, you don't even need to mention anything about the football game. Zion Parsons, 18, of Gulfport, Mississippi, said he saw the truck barreling through, throwing people like in a movie scene, throwing people in the air. Bodies all up and down the street. Everybody screaming and hollering, and persons whose friend, Nakira Dido, was among the people killed. This is not just an act of terrorism, this is evil. The driver defeated safety measures in place to protect pedestrians. Yep. Yeah, he was found right there. Yeah, it just kept going and going. You saw some of the aftermath. I will unsee it. I hate it. Yeah. Alright guys, we are only about 50% of a goal, so you guys have the ability to help support the channel, that'd be great. Been a long day, many hours. See, they found bomb-making materials in the residence after extinguishing the blaze at the Airbnb. I guess it was like a slow burn device or something where it burned the house. Maybe the Airbnb. So maybe that's where he, you know, it kind of makes you wonder, like if there's other people in the town that met him over at the Airbnb, then they built the devices, got them all set up, and then they went in and placed devices around too. Pretty freaky. No, we haven't talked about a hostage in Las Vegas on a bus. Okay, let's see. Guess there's an actual story. What's going on, you guys? This is crazy. Crisis negotiators rushed to a scene in Las Vegas where a person had barricaded himself onto a bus. I hope it's not like the Canada situation where the guy on the bus, he was on a bus and he cut somebody's head off, and then the rest of the people got off the bus, and then he just sat in the bus and held up the head to the window, and then, of course, being Canada, he was let out of prison about 5 years after he did that because, you know, he was reformed mentally. Yeah, what a joke. Jesus. Crisis negotiators rushed to a scene in Las Vegas where a person had barricaded himself onto a bus. The latest threat comes hours after a Cybertruck exploded outside the Trump International Hotel. Police were on the scene near Fremont Street and Charleston Boulevard. Okay, right here. Along with SWAT team. It is understood a person barricaded themselves onto a bus. However, it was not immediately clear if there were others locked inside. The area surrounding the unfolding situation was closed to the public. It is understood the incident was first reported to police as a person wielding a knife. Police have been praised for working overtime today after earlier responding to a potential terror threat. So what's the deal here with this? Is it still going on right now? Is it over? The hostage situation? According to the report, police responded to the scene after receiving reports of a person armed with a knife. So on my way home, I see about 75 cops, undercover SWAT. Every cop on Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Force is in front of my apartment now. They evacuated all of us due to some idiot on the bus decided to take people hostage. Now we let them go and waiting for the end result, one person wrote on Facebook. So maybe it's just nothing, you know. I don't know. All right, almost 2 years for Lisa Valenzuela. Kind of surprised I couldn't get any. I wanted to get the archive sounds from. Maybe they fixed it or something. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what people are listening to. They're all listening to the scanner, but there's no audio on it. It's crazy. I mean, if you go to the live one, is there something? Yeah, I'm not sure what people are listening to, because there's nothing even on the archives. But anyways, you guys, I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Appreciate it. Let's see, we've got, let's see, Vid Photography, Alley Cake, Wendy Woobles, DSUPM. It is Amy Darcy Marie, WNC Granny, CR, Michelle, I think it was Danica, WNC Granny, and then Linda gifted a membership, both of them did. Then we've got Any One of Us, then CR, then Yvette Loshaw, Kathy Friedenmaker, M. Jordan Jarding, Richard Watts, Wendy Van Rokel, Wool Lab, Alley Cake, M. Jordan Jarding, Linda, Sword Destin, and then Sword Destin new member, Karen Messenger new member, then Raw Time Now, Shelly Rock Girl Media, 44 months, then Linda, Random Bogey, Toxic Tink, and Lisa Valenzuela, 22 months. Man, my eyes are just like lead. Anyways, hope you guys found that interesting. Got all the press conferences in, all the updates, and I guess now we just wait for whatever comes out tomorrow. Definitely gonna have to keep covering this. It's hard to find the time to look into stuff, deeper on my own, because there's always, you got to get back on and do a show again. And then also for the people on Buy Me a Coffee, we had Linda, Job Young, Lisa Valenzuela, Kathy Bartlett, and Brown Eyed Girl. Da, da, da. And there you go. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. I need some rest. I'm just going to veg out for a while. Right, so we'll see you guys later. And as I always say, and by the way, I mean, it's just, this is it's been a long time since we've had terrorist attacks. And given the open border situation that we had for the last 4 years, I think even Democrats realize it was a catastrophe. Even though this guy is born here, I bet you there's going to be a connection to other people that have come here. There have been thousands of people come over that are bad actors that wish us harm, and those are the people that are hiding. They're not ones that are out doing work in the public somewhere. So we're in a dangerous situation in this country currently, and you can't have a civil society without law and order and peace, okay? So, I'm sorry for all the losses out there, 15 people and everybody that's injured and all the family members that have to grieve to the deaths of all those individuals. It's horrible. All right? So, that's it. We'll see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully get some more answers, all right? So thanks you all very much for watching. Thanks for those supporting the channel. If you could hit that like button on the way out the door if you hadn't hit it already. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed, all right? So thank you all very much. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, plug rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gragel's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temple fucking checked ya. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to it.
Correct.